How does your meeting structure differ from a typical meeting structure, like, for instance, BNI?
Well, fundamentally, our meeting structure is not that different in many ways. I mean, we have a beginning, we have an end, we have some components in the middle. There are certain things that we do, which some, at least particularly with the 60 seconds or the business blast, that's similar. Where the difference is how we do it, how we add value, and how we structure the whole meeting. And again, as I said, with all these other groups that are out there, their member engagement is so small, which I just find quite sad, because members pay a premium oft times in terms of time, resources and money to belong to these organisations, and they don't get anywhere near the value they could. Ours is about member engagement, so the things we do differently: one, we only meet once a fortnight. The only reason we do that is because with all the elements, the three key elements that we have in our meeting, the value propositions and the knowledge people walk away from, meeting every week is too short a time. You don't get a chance to implement anything. You don't get a chance to follow up connections. You don't get a chance to create those organic referrals and make things happen so that you're getting an ongoing result. The meeting is structured around a high level of education. Not just you as a business person educating me on what you do, but also educating each other on how to network more effectively, or educating us on an element of business that we can take information that day to our business and test and measure it and see if it's going to work. Very powerful stuff, and that member engagement element at its foundation is critical to the success of Flow.
Can you just add in there that you actually network?
Do we actually network? Yeah, I can say that we actually do network. I find it really funny that you go to all these networking meetings and organisations, and the one thing none of them do is actually network. Because most people don't know how to network. To many people, networking's a verb. I'm going to go networking. That doesn't make sense to me, because networking is not a verb. Because networking of itself is a process. Now, somebody said, I'm going to go out and network. That's a far truer statement. But the challenge with that statement is when people say that, most of them don't know the process, so they're not really doing it anyway. It's not about swapping business cards. It's not about pitching all the time and hoping to make a sale, or hoping that your 60 seconds is going to be creating enough interest. It's more than that. It's about creating genuine connection and interest. It's then being able to translate that to start a really valuable conversation. And then once you've got that rolling, then you can take the first steps to build relationships. That's networking as a process. And what we do in Flow is we actually educate our members on how to do that. We teach step by steps. We teach how to get into groups. We teach people how to get out of groups. Because OMG, how many times have we found ourselves buttonholed by somebody that we really don't want to talk to, and we don't know how to get out of the conversation? So we educate our members how to do that elegantly. We teach members how to start a conversation. We educate members on how introverts and extroverts can actually get together and have real meaningful conversations. You know, lots of stuff, but we actually network, and it's a big part of what we do in our meetings.